Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Judge, I need to make one statement of fact from Pat.
Sir?
You've lived here too long to call it, I've got a statement of fact. You've lived here too long to call it Buddha. It's Buda.
Buda. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I have Nat's. Thank you for the pronunciation guide. You're welcome. Matt Oker. Good morning, Mr. Oker.
Good morning, Judge. I knew you could do it. I got faith in you. I'm here to reiterate my desire that we stop the dog and pony show about this whole voting thing. Let's have an actual hearing. Let's ask the tough questions. Let's get to some real answers. I think you owe that to the public. I definitely believe you owe it to me. Secondly, I find it, I've never had a government job, Judge. So pardon me, I don't know what happens when people get government paychecks. I guess they think differently, I don't know. But the solutions that y'all try to apply sometimes just leave my head swimming. As a person who built a business in a spiral notebook after his children went to bed and built it from the ground up into a multi-million-dollar corporation, I don't understand the decisions y'all make and the solutions y'all attempt to apply. Ever since this voting issue came up, now all of a sudden y'all are talking about countywide voting on Election Day. That's a solution looking for a problem. We've got 2 weeks of early voting in this county where people can vote anywhere in the county. Now, if you want to expand the number of early voting locations, I'm all for that. I think it's kind of ridiculous that we only had 4 full-time polling locations and we had a couple of others that were open for part of the time during early voting. To put that in perspective, Nueces County had 24 polling locations throughout early voting, just in Nueces County. So, but I want y'all to understand that what y'all are, I don't think y'all are thinking this through about this countywide Election Day polling. Number one, it benefits the people who have more well-funded campaigns because they can afford to put signs at every polling location in the county. They can afford to staff people at every polling location. Do we really need to see City of Buda signs at Hayes Hills Baptist Church? I don't believe so. Do we need to see them at Southern Hills Church of Christ? I don't believe so. Do we need to see them at Dahlstrom Middle School? I don't believe so. Should those people who run for a very small position, a town of 15,000 people, should they have to get their volunteers to every one of these locations to conceivably cover everyone that's coming to vote for them? Now, during early voting, I have no problem with the countywide system. That's fine. But we know that about 50% of the people vote on Election Day. And I think that it's not too much to ask that the people that run precinct-specific campaigns and city campaigns and school board elections, I don't think it's too much to ask that those people only have the jurisdiction with which they will govern to cover the polling locations on Election Day. I don't understand this solution that, quite frankly, doesn't address the problem. And actually it exacerbates the problem because y'all have taken testimony from several of us about people that were given incorrect ballots. You've heard your elections administrator come here and talk about 158 or 157 different ballot styles. Now you want to make that problem countywide? At least now on Election Day, that's only the different ballot styles contained within that voting precinct. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But now you want to open that up to conceivably anybody being given any ballot anywhere in the county. I just think it's a solution looking for a problem. Thank you.
Thank you. And I do appreciate the pronunciation guide, Matt. Dan Lyon. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge Cobb. I just wanted to correct one thing that you had said. I believe Dustin Hoffman's character in Midnight Cowboy was named Rizzo, and later when he got to Miami Beach, he changed it to Rico. But if you haven't seen the movie, I recommend that you don't go out and rent it because it's, in my opinion, about a couple of perverts. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. In the March 19th edition of the San Marcos Daily Record, the results of a poll were published in which over 300 people voted. Apparently over 1,800 votes were missing, but I was assured that it didn't change the results. No, I'm sorry, that's not true. I had it confused with another poll. In the Daily Records poll, there were 4 questions. The one which asked, should we investigate the results of the November 8th, 2016 election, received 47% of the vote. The one which asked, if we should leave the results as they are and not let it happen again. That received 11%. The other two questions each received 21% apiece. It is clear that this election controversy will not just go away, and that the people of Hays County want an investigation. Once again, I hereby request that the commissioners submit to the will of the people and vote to initiate a full public investigation into the November 8th, 2016 election. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you hang on for a little bit more?
Almost, Judge.
Okay.
Almost.
All right, I have Mr. Sam Brannon speaking on electronic voting.
In the 2016 election. Good morning.
Okay. Proceed, please.
I'm a little disturbed. It took an hour to get to public comment after two 30-minute presentations because typically people are taking time out of their day to come down here at some cost to us. So to have to sit through two presentations is kind of ridiculous for this many people that came to talk today. In the last couple of weeks, a number of us have made some polite requests for information. We've made some information requests. Several of us have asked to be included on the Citizens Committee that's going to be making the decision or providing input on the new voting machines. I haven't heard back on any of that. I presume some of that's going to be coming. I would just like to reiterate that, you know, we're down here now 9 weeks into this, and we haven't gotten really a single thing that we've asked for. You know, we're looking for an investigation report on the investigation that was done. We're looking for a public hearing so that we can have questions answered. You know, from the time that we came down here talking about the overturned election, I think it was 3 weeks into it, we found another ballot box, and that generated a whole slew of other questions that nobody seems to want to answer. And we're just going to keep coming back down here, and it's unfortunate that you guys are providing as little response on our genuine request as you are, but you know, we've seen that before, and that goes with the territory, I guess. Thanks.
Okay. Is that all that we have?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Well, at the request of the court, let's take a 10-minute break. Get Chester up on the dais here. Mr. Dillon, Mr. Dillon, Mr. Dillon.